And we are back for Showdown, the night before our October pay-per-view, which is Halloween Havoc 2001. And for night before, I always like to put on some nothing matches between the guys who aren't going to appear on the pay-per-view. I like to keep the pay-per-view guys fresh because we want a good rating. We want them in tip-top condition. And some guys who don't usually get much of a run out will be tonight. So all the segments, the angles, and the interviews will be leading towards the matches tomorrow, continuing feuds. So the Road Warriors are going to trash talk Sid Vicious and Lex Luger, that are going to face in a 3v3 tomorrow night. Roadkill is going to join the Road Warriors. DDP is going to join Sid and Luger. Dusty Rhodes feuding with Sting, Nash feuding with Hogan, and it'll be made into a tag match. The angle here, Palumbo and Stasiak are going to attack Jindrak and O'Haire, and finally, we hope that feud is ready to be ended by tomorrow night. And an interview with Goldberg, who is going to be facing Scott Steiner and Jeff Jarrett tomorrow night, so he's hyping up that match. The actual matches on this card, we've got Rick Steiner winning a 4-way against Ron Harris, Jim Duggan, Van Hammer, and these latter three guys are all, when their contracts are up, they're all going to be released. Ron Harris is at the end of this month. His brother's left. There's no reason for him to stay here. Kiwi's going to beat Prince Iaukea in a cruiserweight match. Norman Smiley's going to retain his hardcore title over Reno and Meng. KroniK are going to win a 4-way tag match involving the Mamalukes, Skipper and Romeo, and the last team being the Dark Side. Shannon Moore's going to win another 3-way cruiserweight match against David Flair and Justin Credible. And in the main event, another 4-way, and quite amazingly, Mike Awesome and Chris Kanyon aren't going to be on the card tomorrow night, but there's no point just sticking them on there for the sake of it. So Mike Awesome's going to get a clean win here over Dusty Rhodes, Chris Kanyon, and Konnan. So let's start the show. Terrible opener, and that's why I'm not going to renew any of these guys' contracts except maybe Rick Steiner. Not a good start. Road Warriors, that went okay. Would have liked for it to go a bit better. Kiwi, Iaukea, crowd reaction 24%, maybe because they're both heels. Match quality okay, overall rating bad. This is not going to plan. That was even worse than the first match, and that's we needed that from Dustin Rhodes. Good old Dustin Rhodes. He's over with a score of 100. He's turned heel. He's a top guy in the company, and hoping by time this set of feuds are up that he will be ready to challenge for a world title again next time in about a month or so. That's a particularly bad hardcore match. Would expect better even from that. Maybe late 50s, 60. Really terrible matches, worse than I even anticipated. But the interviews and the angles hopefully going to save for show. Kevin Nash interview, trash talking Hulk Hogan 74. That's a bit more like it, but that rating looks good compared to what we've had so far, but it's still not great. But it's an elimination match. KroniK win, last eliminating the Mamalukes, and Dark Side first out, then Skipper and Romeo. Jindrak and O'Haire walking backstage, spotted by Perfect Event. They attack, leads nicely into their match tomorrow. Expected that to do a bit better, but then David Flair's in it, so and Justin Credible doesn't seem to have great matches with other cruiserweights, but hopefully it'll do Shannon Moore some good this match because he's a future champion, I'm sure, in the cruiserweight division. Goldberg backstage, that went down well, happy with that. And then we've got the main event, a 4-way. Yeah, not too bad, not great. Crowd reaction was all right. Maybe I should have stuck with what I was going to do originally and have Dusty Rhodes versus Konnan and Kanyon versus Awesome. But I guess I just wanted more of the guys to appear on the card, and I think the angles and interviews save for show. Let's see what we got. 63, not good. Probably our joint lowest score. Yeah, not great. 0.45, is that our lowest rating so far? I think it might be. Sting wants to face for Wall. Why on earth would Sting want to fight for Wall? Prince Iaukea wants to be up for card as well. And who was it recently? Sandman wants to go against Warrior. He can do that on Nitro. And Sting wants to face for Wall. But it's his request. So let's have a look quickly. Oh, it's still not ready to be ended. Perfect Event and Jindrak O'Hare. How many battles do they need, this team? But there we go anyway. And I'm always excited. Pay-per-view night. Let's have a quick look at our unhappy workers. Rey Mysterio and Nash. Yeah, not great. Gone down a little bit. Okay, let's sort out our Halloween Havoc pay-per-view. We got 81% for Fall Brawl. Our lowest is Big Bang with 69. Let's aim for 82%. Now, we've not quite as long to build up these feuds, but I'm confident we can put on a really good show. We've got a few tag matches. We've got the majority of our roster on here. There's some big matches, so stay tuned and hopefully it'll be a cracking show.